Hello, and how you doing? It's a beautiful day to be here again. It's another exciting episode of the Doctor's Lab, and today's topic is absolutely sizzling. Like it's everything you always wanted to know about real estate, all your concerns, everything that has been disturbing you when it comes to purchasing real estate, especially in Lagos State. We are going to be answering it today, and thank you for supporting us and thank you for being with us. And one of the ways you can encourage us to keep doing contents like this is to ensure that you subscribe on our YouTube page. Okay, follow us and spread the good word. Tell a lot of people about what we are doing here to educate people on the right things to be done, especially when it comes to real estate investment. And today, as always, I have a very exciting guest, a speaker, a friend. I have drank from his well of intelligence, especially when it comes to real estate, the due diligence in real estate, everything you need to know. Like he will sit down with you and break down everything you need to know about real estate. Like a child can actually understand real estate from the get-go. And without any further delay and ado, please welcome with me our guest for today, Mr. Bodunde Emmanuel Keyede. Woo!
Thank you for the hype.
It's good to have you, man.
It's nice to see you
It's good to have
again,
you.
and I really love the fact that you guys are really taking due diligence as a priority, because that is where people miss out in the real estate industry.
Yeah,
that due diligence is very important.
True.
Very important.
True.
I was like, even before coming on set right now, I was actually on site to actually do due diligence for a client. He missed it and he bought the wrong property.
Wow.
Worth over 45 million naira.
What about 45 million naira?
Yes. Why? Because he didn't do due diligence.
Wow.
Due diligence. Yeah. The property was actually on the Fort Milan Beach, proposed Fort Milan Beach.
Wow, that's somewhere around Itomu there.
Yes. No. Somewhere around Ogombo here.
Okay, Ogombo, yeah, it's going to start all the way from that way. Go all the way back. Oh, wow.
So the property actually fell on top of that particular alignment.
Jeez, man.
And why? Because he didn't do proper due diligence. It was after he now bought, he now called me. I said, sir, why didn't you call me before doing the due diligence? He said, no, that the owner said it was fine. And most funny thing that the owner did not even know.
Are you serious?
Because they had all the documents. In fact, they had a consent.
They had a consent.
Yes,
but they didn't know that the property was on the right of way.
Well, that is it.
Wow.
So these things are very delicate.
Yeah.
Don't just buy a property. Do that due diligence. It's very important.
Yeah, I say this a lot about some of the videos that we did back my team. I talked about the cost of doing the right thing, and I mentioned in the video that, you know, when your realtor comes out to tell you the truth about what you should do to ensure that this property is genuine and safe from any form of encumbrance, even if it's going to cost you more, go ahead and do it, because it sounded like as though it's going to cost you more now, but in the future it's going to cost even way higher. Because I found out that some clients just like to cut corners and they always tell you things and put you on the spot, like, oh, I have another person who is ready to, you know, sell it so price for me, I can go there and go and get it. So what do you say to those kind of people?
Well, I come across them almost every day.
Yeah,
I come across them every day. They'll be like, they can't handle the hassles of due diligence. It's a long process, and I won't really blame them, because the person that's trying to sell is putting pressure on them. I need to sell this property. If you don't buy, someone else will. But I always advise them, try and calm down. If you don't buy that person's property, there are other properties around.
Exactly.
But they'll be like, no, Lagos has the smallest land mass. And I say, yes, even though Lagos has the smallest land mass, and the land is scarce because of the land mass is not huge. So there's a lot of pressure on the pieces of property.
Yeah, and that's why the appreciation rate is
very high. Yeah. You see some people, if it's not Lagos, they're not buying property.
Of course, yes. Who doesn't want a slice of the big?
So if it's not Lagos, they're not buying it. So that pressure is always on them. So, and I try to calm down. I said, calm down. If you don't buy this, you see another one. And the reason why they do that is because, like you said earlier on, they try to cut corners. Yeah. And if you cut corners, you end up losing millions of dollars.
Exactly.
So I tell them, calm down. Do your proper due diligence. It might take a week or even more. Yeah. The last one I did took a week. The guy was like, Surveyor, what's happening now? Why is this taking so long? I said, okay, I've got
how much property was you willing to buy?
50 million. If the money should enter these people's hand, you're not getting
You're
it
not
back.
getting it back. There's nobody that's going to
The
do it.
highest that can happen is that you create a payment structure after I've found out that your property is not okay.
Yeah.
You create a payment structure. Even though you take the person to the police station or something, you say, okay, Oga, when do you want to pay me my money back?
Yeah, it's a civil case.
Yes,
it's not a
you
criminal
create.
case.
Yes, it's not a criminal case.
Yeah.
You create a structure. You understand? Say, okay, when is this person paying back? But do you actually want to face that stress?
True.
When I start
true.
calling the person, you've not paid so amount this month. No, now why not? Why? When you can actually avoid all that
All
stress.
those things. All right.
Yes.
That's good. So we're going into the nitty-gritty of the thing now. And I think for some reasons, unbeknownst to me yet, some people don't really see the need for a surveyor. So when you tell them, oh, come with your surveyor to site, or let's get a surveyor, to help you check this property and do this and that, they tend to like, oh, I'm not coming with a surveyor. Maybe I want to come with a lawyer. But I'm like, yeah, your lawyer is good, but a surveyor actually knows the in-depth analysis of what that property is.
Yeah.
It can actually tell you everything within the corridors of that property and tell you if it's a good buy or a bad buy. I'll still come to some surveyors that I also actually have problems with, but that one is later. Yes, some surveyors can be a pain. Be a pain. All right. So, what is or who is a surveyor? For those who don't really know, who is a surveyor and what important role does the surveyor play?
Okay. That's a big question, and it's wide.
Yes, we came to class today.
So let me try and explain.
Yeah.
Well, surveying we can split it into three major aspects.
Okay.
We have the air, we have water, then we have land.
Okay.
And everything is all intertwined.
So you survey the air too?
Yes.
Wow.
We survey from the air too. Now let me give you an example. Now Lagos State has a master plan.
Yes.
It has a master plan. And in surveying, there's the term we use, they call it digitization.
Okay.
And how do you come about digitization? It's through the air. Years back, when Lagos was still developing, we call it a flyover. There's a camera on the plane, and we digitize according to the structure on the ground. Nowadays, sometimes when I do surveys in these places like mainland, places like Aja, sometimes I don't need to go to site. It has already been flown already.
Oh, okay.
It has already been captured as long as that property has a fence. So I don't need to go back to site to measure that particular property. I don't sit on my system.
Wow.
And I get all the shape of the property right in my house.
Oh, okay.
And how did I come about that? It was through digitization. They flew from the air and we captured it. But sometimes nowadays we go back to cross-check to actually compare what we took in the air and what is actually on ground. We'll compare the two and see, okay, we now arrive at a particular size of that property.
Okay.
Well, that is just to cross-check.
Okay.
So that's when I say air, that's what I'm actually talking about.
I learned that. I learned
that. Water, when it comes to water,
air. You see, we're in class.
So when it comes to water, fine. How do I put it? We call the aspect hydrographic surveying.
Hydrographic survey when it comes to
water.
So air is area.
Air is area.
Okay. I know that one.
So when it comes to water, majorly we're looking at the depth of the water. So anytime you see surveyors on water, just know that we are using we are trying to get the depth from the surface of the water down to the bottom.
Okay.
There's some constructions that actually need that data to actually work with.
Oh, so that means when it comes to bridge constructions,
exactly.
Surveyors are important.
Yes. There's no how. You just have to carry. We call it bathymetric survey. There's no how. You just have to carry it out because the length of the bridge and everything. It's not. I can't start explaining everything. You understand? It's taking hours. You understand? So and also those trees around the whole. You understand?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do, we're trying to get the depth, and secondly, we're trying to get the tidal readings.
Yeah.
No, let me just give an example. During the day, if you're close to the water, the current, it's more relaxed.
Yes.
Then during the night, when the moon comes up, there's a gravitational pull that pulls water up. So we're trying to check the balance between day and night.
Wow.
You understand? Wow. That's another aspect of I am hydrographic survey.
Wow.
So there's a lot I can't start explaining.
See, definitely why you need a surveyor.
So let's go back to the land.
Yeah.
Everybody understand land. It's majorly real estate. We're trying to build, and the main definition of surveying is the bedrock of any meaningful development.
Yeah.
If you're trying to develop a particular project and you don't call a surveyor, you're heading for disaster. Surveying is the bedrock. That's what I'm saying. Bedrock of a meaningful development. Without a surveyor, what you're doing is not meaningful. You're wasting your time.
Wow.
You are the first people on site. If you miss us, you miss a lot of things.
Yeah, that goes back to explain why your client almost lost his
Exactly.
money. Yeah. So if you are called it from the beginning,
so that's what I'm saying. Meaningful, and he wanted to build like a 5-bedroom duplex for what do you call it for rent. I see. He wanted to develop, but he didn't call a surveyor. That's just a typical example of definition of surveying, but the bedrock. Without us, okay.
Wow. So I'm sure you've already heard it because most times you think that surveyors are really not needed when it comes to the scheme of things in real estate, but surveyors are actually needed. And my practice in the industry has made me to know that it's better you get things from a surveyor's point of view, especially the ones that are very genuine. And we'll come back to those people that are not really genuine because most times I go to site and somebody's coming and he says he's bringing this surveyor, and you go to the site. He doesn't really know where to start picking the coordinates from. He doesn't know where to start doing this from, and before you know it, because he has one property that he wants to sell, he now goes back to, in a way, try to tell the client not to buy that particular one that you showed him because of what he wants to do. So I come across surveyors like that, and most times I just get the proper surveyor. Just go ahead and get the proper surveyor, and that does it. All right. So the ongoing thing in Lagos that has made people scared is the demolitions, properties, and everything. So there's been an outcry. People have been saying, yeah, when we bought this property, we did the right papers, we did everything, we went to Alausa, we charted the property, and why is the government now coming to now demolish our buildings without notice, this and that and stuff like that? And in a way, it made people scared of actually investing in Lagos. For some months there was like a stay hold, property business wasn't really moving like that. So what is the cause of that, and is it really true that you can actually lose your property even after doing everything about due diligence?
that's a tough question, because that just means you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do it.
So
you understand?
Yeah, so I've stayed and somebody I've met surveyors who said, when we got to this property and we charted it, this was a freehold, but now there's a scheme on it. There's this one on it. So how does that work?
Yeah, what I normally tell people before actually purchasing a property, I sit them down and tell them, come, Lagos land, Lagos property is dynamic in nature.
Okay.
It doesn't stay in one particular place. Like I said, Lagos has the smallest land mass. The land is not much. So you actually tend to expect that when it comes to the status of the land. People want to acquire. Government eye too is on the land also. Do you understand? So definitely it's going to be dynamic. And in what I mean by dynamic, there's a law that says Land Use Act.
The Land Use Act.
I'm coming to that now. Just to explain the dynamic nature of the land in Lagos, and not only Lagos.
Okay.
When it comes to Land Use Act, it's all around the states in the whole Nigeria. Okay. Well, I think we're actually particular about Lagos right now.
Yeah.
So Land Use Act says there's a law inside the law that says the governor has the right to revoke C of O, to revoke the Gazette.
That's very powerful.
That's a powerful tool. So you might chat today, the land has a Gazette.
Yeah.
Governor says, come. We call it overriding public interest. Say, come, I need this for a project. He has the power to revoke it. So are you that you've chatted and you've seen that it has a Gazette before and it has built, you'll be surprised. Why? Because of that law. We've called for the repeal of that law, but the law still stays. You understand? So that's why you expect it to be dynamic. change it over time. Today, this case is committed, might be free, you understand? Just understand it's because of that law. So it keeps on changing, changing things. So don't be too relaxed, you understand? But I tell people, once you have a gazette or you have a COO, calm down, nothing's gonna happen, you understand?
Okay.
Before a governor says he wants to do that, there has to be a good reason. And at the end of the day, he gives you, there's what they call, the law says, even though you take it back from the owners, you have to actually get a compensation.
Oh, so there's a compensation
Yes.
plan for them.
Plan.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that's why you see some people, they're always saying, I need a COO, I need a COO, I need a good title. Why? Because if something like that happens, you will be compensated because you have a perfect title.
Wow. 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 Okay.
You
So
understand?
it's getting clear now. So
Yes.
if that for you to actually enjoy that benefit, it means that your property must have been perfected to
Yes.
either
Yes, your role, governor's consent. Those are the high levels of
okay.
title.
So that brings us back to the next question I wanted to ask, or I would like to ask.
Okay.
And it is, so people starting out and they don't have money to buy properties that have
Okay.
the C of O, the Gazette and stuff like that. I
Yes.
think I did a video some time ago and I said, oh, there are 4 types of properties that the government will take from you. I started with the registered survey because that shows that, you know, this has been archived and it's in the annals of the
registered.
yeah. So but I said don't stop there.
Okay.
These
Push
are the
ahead.
other properties you need to go. I
Okay.
talked about an excision and a Gazette,
Okay.
and I talked
Okay.
about, you know, the C of O.
So
So when a client, somebody new into the system, wants to buy a property, what we advise that the person should go and do, as in, let's take it from the stages of, you know, property titles and everything, looking at, you know, from the least to the most basic, then you just leave it at your sound and final advice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's in the economy of Nigeria right now. When people actually buying property, I think you have to actually start from scratch because there's no money anywhere.
Yeah.
You understand? And a property with a good title comes with a lot of money.
Yes.
Take for example, you're buying property in Lekki Pesua or in Common, it has 100 million, 120, 250.
So you can't get a house like a standard 4-bedroom, only you, like self-compound in Lekki Pesua for 100 million. You can't get that.
And it's not everybody that has that kind of money.
The last inquiry I made for a client, I couldn't even get 700 million. I couldn't even get 700 million. I couldn't get it.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's pricey. So if you're just starting off, you understand, start with something small. And when I say small, there's a title, and that title gets people really, really scared.
What's the title?
We call it Lekki acquisition.
Lekki, yeah. So yeah.
Even from down from Aja. Not even, what am I saying? What am I saying? Aja. Down from VI.
From VI?
In fact, down to VI.
So where does it start, from VI to where?
It's even mainland.
There's not acquisition on.
It's general. It's still that land use act that says all land is under
the control of the governor.
It's vested in the hands of the governor. You understand? So once a land doesn't have a gazette, it doesn't have an excision, it doesn't have a COO, it falls outside that cover. Now bounces back to the Lekki acquisition. And don't forget, those properties that you are seeing that has titles, they started from that part that was outside. They don't just give you.
Yeah, they don't just give you.
Yes. Only the only what do you call it, title like that is like allocation, special allocation.
Yeah.
This is like what do you call it, BGC, all those guys.
Like a pint of the kind special allocation.
So those ones just jump, government just gives it to you. Yeah. You understand? So these properties we're saying that right now that has title, they started from somewhere. They didn't just jump into getting that status. So that's why we have Lekki acquisition. But people really get scared of that. So the way around that Lekki acquisition is, once you get a survey, you want to buy a property, fine. And those properties, they're very cheap. You see 1 million, 2 million, sometimes 500.
Yeah.
And that is supposed to tell you the fact that you're buying a property of 1 million, 2 million. You don't expect it to have
a CFO. Somebody will come. Does it have a CFO? I'm come on, man. If I told you a property of 1 million has a CFO, everybody will buy it.
You understand? So they start from that particular title.
Yeah.
So once you see, okay, you want to buy that kind of property, definitely call a surveyor. Know where you're headed. He goes to site, picks the coordinates, tells you on the lecture application. Don't get scared.
Okay.
Now, the next thing you're supposed to do right now is to actually confirm if that particular area that is under lecture acquisition can be rectified,
Okay.
can be regularized.
Regularized. Yeah, that's the time. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So once you find out that it can be regularized, why not? Go ahead and buy. But knowing fully well that you paid 1 million for the land, you understand, you're still going to spend more money.
Okay. So
So
I think it's this more money aspect that most clients don't want to hear about. And I tell them, come on, if you really want it to be
yes,
standard and yours, you have to spend
you
more
have to
money.
spend more money. You
So
understand?
take us through the other places that we need to spend on.
So don't just stay on that particular place. You understand? Forge ahead.
Okay.
Take your time. You understand? But don't make it too long because of the dynamic nature.
Yes, that dynamic nature.
You understand?
Yeah.
Make sure you have it at the back of your mind that you just have to perfect that title.
Okay.
If you start from the scratch,
Okay.
you understand? Just because of money. You understand?
Okay.
So that's that.
Okay. So the buy from the scratch, then the survey.
Yes,
After
survey,
they ensure it's the survey,
yes.
then they apply.
They apply.
I think there's a quick step now on that. You just apply for a government allocation, and they say it comes with a CFO, and most times the survey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that a faster route?
It's a faster route, but it's still delicate.
It's still delicate.
Yes, I think you go back. I prefer the other route.
Okay. Why do you prefer the other route? Because most people seem to see it now as the
allocation,
safest way because it's the government that gave it to you this time.
No, it's not to say no because we have change in government. Another government can come and say, "Come, who gave you this allocation?"
Yes, it was this government,
and they will take it from you.
Oh wow.
So that's an aspect people don't understand. Start from that scratch, though. That special allocation, fine. That allocation is good. Quite
government
once there's a change in government, take it from you.
Wow.
You understand? You take it from. It's better you do your COO. You understand? It's better. To be on the. I'm not saying it's not good, though. You understand? But the safer route is that COO.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about due diligence. And I think that when it comes to due diligence, most people don't get it. So when you say due diligence, they just think it's just about, ensuring that the property is just free from, every other thing. Or maybe take my word for it. But most cases, I like people to take my word for it because I've already done due diligence. But for those who will be watching for the first time and who are likely to invest in real estate, what is due diligence and what are the steps involved in due diligence?
Well, due diligence, it's when it comes to property, that's the real estate industry. Actually means you're actually trying to verify what you're actually paying for
Okay.
in terms of build property, something that is on ground, either building or either land, land or even some people they don't really believe in saying kind of due diligence on the land that already has a structure. Even if it has a structure, you still have to carry out that. That's even the reason why you need to carry out more diligence.
Yeah.
You've added value to the land itself.
True.
So it becomes more expensive. What you're actually investing in becomes more expensive. And even apart from we obvious kind of due diligence, you bought a structure. Don't you think you need someone to evaluate that structure itself?
Hmm.
There was a time I went to a particular property. I went there to carry out due diligence as a surveyor. So I was actually taking the measurement of the property. And while I was doing that, there's a particular part of the fence that had fallen and the client didn't know. So it's because I came to the property and I found out that come, part of your fence is gone now. Next thing, shouting. Didn't you call someone to evaluate even from the fence?
Hmm.
After fence, you evaluate the structure itself. So that particular incident, it's a red flag. Your fence is falling. What about the structure?
Hmm.
So you still have to do diligence on that. Even after calling the surveyor, you still need to call estate, all these estate guys, come and evaluate this property. Down from the price, the what do you call it, how it's gonna stand over years.
Or like a quantity surveyor.
What the
Right?
hell exactly? You understand? No, that is what due diligence is all about. Do proper to the core, to the teeth before you pay.
Hmm.
And this particular incident, I'm telling you, the guy already paid already. That's why I getting scared. Say, not call the developer. The developer, my friend, now say, don't worry, I'll come out. I said, come. That's the red flag. I don't trust that structure. You me, I told him I don't trust the structure.
But
For the fence, yes.
the power and the capacity of the
Yes.
fence is it also commensurate to like the structure? Do you
Yes,
think
now
it's
it tells a lot that come, you're not getting the fence right. Definitely you won't get that structure
so
right.
if you cannot get the fence
Yes,
right, you
now
can't get the
can't.
structure right?
Yes, now.
Sure. Woo! All right, so this is a master class. Like if we continue, there should be a master class in the
Yes,
future
yes.
where people get to like pay, consult, and get to know more about this property thing because we don't learn it in one single day. Like we're doing this for years, and I'm always open to learning every time, and hence the reason why I said, we should start this podcast so that a lot of people will know a lot of things about investing the right way and not cutting corners when it comes to investing. Okay, so we are close to the wrap already. I really don't want to let it go. So I'm not the people like to hear from you, like looking at the future of real estate and everything. What will you advise, especially as dynamic as you said, Lagos properties are? What will you advise to be number one, like your safe bets or your safe pick, and number two, uh, the current places where you should be putting your eyes on that can actually give you the run if you really want meaningful real estate investment. Yeah, I want to be safe. I also want to make money.
Make money, yeah. Like I come into contact with a lot of clients every day. Different age gap.
Yeah,
You understand? I see people that are old. I say, so come. I'm getting old. They have kids. And what I notice in them right now is that they don't go for, especially on the island, they don't go beyond 20. Why? They say, so come. I'm getting old. And I need to flip.
yeah,
I need money. I need cash.
yes.
So why am I going beyond a developed area or somewhere that is just developed?
Take you like another 10 years.
Oh, what am I? I have a lot of friends like that. Once they say somewhere, I'm not passing support to the why, and they tell me they say it should be. I told you the reason why. You understand? But and I have a different age gap lower than those ones. They come. I'm too young. I have a lot of time. I feel reflect on everything. You understand?
Yes, now age is on your
I
side.
feel, yeah, age is on my side. Now they go for something cheaper.
Yes.
Understand? And they're still growing. Understand? And they can actually afford that. And they actually fall in that bracket of say, okay, if you're not getting something expensive,
Yeah.
start from the scratch. Understand? Start from the scratch. So it's varies. Yeah. It varies depending on the interest of and when it comes to documentation, you understand, the best to buy is buy a consent. The property has a consent, or is your vote, or one without that already has a gazette. Okay, and has a gazette. But most of the time now you see properties with allocation it's getting more up and more. Yeah, people are getting to change it. So most of the time you see gazettes, see your vote, consent, and you now see special allocation. Those are the safe sides you can actually
Buy.
buy.
What if he doesn't have any of those and the person does say, okay, I have a 900K, 1 million, 2 million. I'll
Yeah,
buy.
goes back to what I said earlier on
Yeah.
when we started. You can actually go for a net acquisition.
Yes.
Net acquisition, or you go for a freehold. And most of the time, I tell people, when you see freehold, most of the time, it's like pay
Yeah.
right now. But that's changing very rapidly. Like I said, Lagos is dynamic. So freeholds over there right now are getting how do I put it? Few. They're getting few because dynamic. People are actually taking control of all these places. So the what if the property sector is changing in Africa. And government is having an idea, you understand. Everybody's interested. So it's actually getting how do I put it scarce. That freehold is actually getting scarce. Yeah. Most property companies are bought it, you understand. So if you want to buy it, better you do it now. You better you do it now. But if down before they can still get lake acquisition. And I like I said earlier on, make sure that lake acquisition you're buying can be regularized.
Yes. Yeah. And you can
So
perfect the
I can
title on
perfect
it.
the title.
Good.
That's the kind of thing that if you can't afford all those private items.
Wow. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you enjoyed this episode and you want more. All right, so before we go, before I give my outro, um, people like to know you. Who is this very intelligent young man that has spoken to us today, enlightened us, and what is he
Yes,
about?
yes,
And
yes,
in the future or now, some
yeah.
may like to get in touch with you. So, floor is yours.
No problem. My name is Bodunde Kennedy. I'm the CEO of Engine Bolts Property Consults, and we help people every day that are in need of property and say, okay, come out to buy a property. How do you go about it? And so, it's a company that is trying to get that word out. Say, do your due diligence before you purchase. And that is what we do most of the time. People come to us and say, come, they want to buy a property. How do you go about it? What are the documents you need? You understand? How do you know? And I tell them, come, this process is going to take. But from when they say they don't mind because they've got bonds. Most of the clients I have, they've got bonds.
Got bonds. So it
So
takes you to get bonds for you
yeah,
to understand the
they now
importance of something.
appreciate what we do as a company. I say, come, do your best, and you have to give me the go ahead. If you don't give me the go ahead, you're not buying. So basically, that's what I do.
So you're on Facebook,
Or we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're in fact on all platforms.
on all platforms. All right, so yeah, it's Engibles on all platforms. Engible, you can spell the Engibles.
Yeah, engine bulls.
That's
Engine bulls.
that's ENGI, then
Yes,
Bulls,
yeah, bulls, yeah.
BULLS, all
Property
together.
concept.
Property consult. All right, it's been a nice one. It's been a nice one. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Hope that you enjoyed this particular segment today. Yeah, I really don't want to go, but we have to go because we don't have to keep our guest here waiting. He has a lot to spill, so if you can do 2 hours with us, yeah, why not? Maybe as we proceed. All right, so thank you very much for your time, and it's been a wonderful period here learning from Surveryor himself on the doctor's lab. So see you on the next episode, and as always, what do you always say? See you on the investment side of life. Bye bye.